A long shot of a dusty 1972 Pontiac Catalina driving along a desolate highway under a cloudy sky. The car moves through endless cornfields, with a wide landscape of golden crops and open skies stretching out as far as the eye can see. The atmosphere feels melancholic and nostalgic, with the car passing by slowly, reflecting the stillness of a summer day in the countryside. Inside an old red barn, children run and play in the hayloft, climbing up ladders and jumping into piles of straw. Dust particles float in sunbeams filtering through the barn's cracks, casting a warm golden glow. Outside, the rusty metal of abandoned railroad cars stands forgotten, overgrown with vines and weeds. The children ride bikes down dusty farm roads, their laughter echoing through the air, creating a feeling of youthful joy and freedom. A preteen boy sits in a dimly lit living room, staring out the window with boredom. The room is filled with retro furniture, and a black and white TV flickers in the background. The boy's cousin stands beside him, talking excitedly, but the boy seems distant, uninterested in the farm's old charms. The atmosphere feels muted, with shadows creeping in from the setting sun outside, signaling a shift from childhood wonder to restless adolescence. Two children stand before a wild, overgrown rose bush. They cautiously push aside the thorny branches, revealing a hidden graveyard beneath. The gravestones are old and weathered, covered in moss and dirt, with the dates barely visible, some from the 1800s. The sky above is overcast, casting a dim, eerie light on the scene. In the distance, trees loom over the forgotten burial site, adding to the haunting atmosphere of discovery. A line of 7 small white tombstones with lamb carvings on top, each tombstone worn and faded from age. The stones sit in overgrown grass, surrounded by thorny rose bushes and old trees. The scene feels sad and heavy, with a soft, eerie light falling over the tombstones. In the background, the overcast sky hangs low, as if mourning the forgotten children buried here long ago. The sun sets as the children walk back through a darkening cornfield. Long shadows stretch out from the stalks of corn, making the once familiar path feel eerie and unsettling. The colors of the sky shift from pink to deep purple as the night approaches. The wind blows softly, rustling the corn, and the kids walk faster, their faces tense with growing anxiety as the farm is seen far in the distance, silhouetted against the stormy sky. Inside a farmhouse bedroom at night, lightning flashes outside the window. In the brief moments of light, small, ghostly figures of children are visible running through the rain-soaked grass. The storm howls, rattling the windows and shaking the trees. The room is dark, except for the flickers of lightning, casting shadows that seem to move. The children watch from the window, fear etched on their faces as they witness the fleeting forms darting across the yard. A close-up of the kids' terrified faces as they peer out the window into the stormy night. Lightning flashes again, revealing blurred, ghostly figures of children, soaked by the rain, moving toward the house. The room behind the kids is dimly lit, but the shadows stretch unnaturally long, adding to the feeling of unease. The storm continues to rage outside, with wind and rain beating against the house as the figures disappear into the night. A close-up of the boy lying in bed, whispering "I'm sorry" into the darkness. His eyes are wide open, reflecting the faint glow of moonlight coming through the window. In the shadows around him, faint figures of ghostly children hover near the bed, their faces sad and blurred. The room feels cold and oppressive, with the weight of sorrow hanging in the air as the boy's soft apologies break the silence of the night. Morning light floods the farmhouse kitchen as the kids sit quietly at the breakfast table. Their parents casually talk, unaware of the strange events of the night. The boys exchange silent glances, their faces pale and tired. The light coming through the windows feels warm and comforting, but the unspoken tension lingers in the air. The parents' conversation is cheerful, but the boys remain haunted by the footsteps and ghostly figures from the night before.